Well, hey folks, I hope all of you are doing great. I hope you all are doing things bigly. And I just wanted to hopefully inject some levity, some humor into your day. You know, yesterday I heard a passage of scripture that reminds us that there's a time for everything, as Ecclesiastes tells us, that there's a time to mourn, there's a time to weep, and there's a time to laugh. And maybe perhaps today for you, that there's some time that maybe you could take to chuckle a little bit and to enjoy some laughter. And so got a couple of jokes and then a couple of other things I want to share with you. So the first is a couple of law enforcement stories here. There is this guy that was, he went out to go get maybe something for his wife, like a, gallon of milk, whatever. He came back on his way home and hit a routine traffic check. And this took place somewhere in the South. I'm not sure where, but after a few moments, the patrolman finally asked the gentleman in the car, said, "Sir," he said, "do you have any ID?" And then the guy responded and said, "About what?" Another one is that a law enforcement officer pulled a guy over and said, "Sir," he said, "your eyes are red. Have you been drinking?" And the gentleman said to the officer, he said, "No, officer, I have not been drinking." He said, "But I have a question to ask you." He said, "Your eyes are glazed. Have you been in a donut shop?" Right? Oh, man. But anyway, so, I shared in the last video, the last one, that a lot of times comedy is just about telling stories, and even real life stories at that, stories that actually took place. And I see Timothy Poole, my brother Ben, Glenn Haskins is watching. So it's good to see you guys online here, anybody else that joins on in. But sometimes the funniest stories are stories that actually take place. And so I have many, but I want to share one with you right now. So about age 10, I moved from Mississauga, any Mississauгans out there, and the Greater Toronto area in Ontario, Canada. And about age 10, moved from there, from Mississauga, to a little town called Port Dover, Ontario. Port Dover, Ontario, Canada. The freshwater perch capital of the world. It's truth, not fake news. It's legit. It's totally, perfectly legit. It's not fake. No fake news here. So check out Port Dover, Ontario. They're also known for Friday the 13th for their for all the bikers that come across from all across North America, different parts of the world. As long as the weather's good, there's usually a lot of bikers. They shut the town down and bus people in and whatever. And if you like motorcycles, or depending on where you're from, might be motorcycle, then you'd love that. But anyway, so I digress. So the school that I went to, the first school that I went to was, and it's no longer around, they tore the school down, they put a subdivision called Port Dover Public School. Now, you know how old the school is when the concrete, placard on one side says, "Boys enter here," boys and girls on the other side. And it was a great piece of history. I wish they had kept at least the shell of the building and, refurbished it or renovated it, turned it into apartments or office building, whatever. But regardless of that, I was new to the area. We moved partway into the school year. And so when it was time to go to the next year for the 6th grade, I was not familiar with when school was supposed to start. And like most kids, they're going to take their parent or their grandparent, their grandparents' word for it. Well, the night before that I went to school, it's obviously, you still had lots of daylight, and so I went to bed. I was trying to go to sleep, and I could hear my mom and my grandparents laughing, like crazy, and I was like, okay, they're just having fun. And so bring up to the next day, I get up early, bright and bushy-tailed, ready to, the early bird catches the worm. First day of school, yeah, stoked, psyched about it. I walk to school. Well, I see a few cars there, but I think I was the only kid on the playground. I kid you not. I think I was the only kid on the playground. And if I remember correctly, I believe the principal at that time, because I went into the office, and I believe it was it Principal Blakemore, I think was his last name. And he said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Today's the first day of school." He said, "No, it's not. School doesn't start till next week." So why was my family laughing? They were laughing at my expense because they knew that school was next week. But they thought it'd be just a real riot if their son, my mom, her son, and my grandparents, their grandson, if he went to school a week early. That's the kind of family that I have. So, didn't think it was that funny at the time, necessarily. But that's funny right there. I don't care who you are, Jack. So, yeah. So, that is how my family operates. So stay tuned for more videos in the future. If you like this content, please like, comment, and share on any of my social media platforms, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. If you're on my YouTube channel, I invite you to do the same. Like, comment, and share, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell. And what will that do? Well, that'll let you know when new content becomes available. So thank you. Have a great day and take care. God bless.